Hey, in this video, you're going to learn how to set up a real website with real content, an elegant design, using your own logo, a contact form, an email newsletter sign-up form, and search engine optimization basics, all in under an hour. In order to set up that many features this quickly and easily, we're going to use an AI site builder tool called Liftoff. And that actually brings us to the sponsor of today's video, which is DreamHost. DreamHost recently launched their AI site builder tool called Liftoff. It's included in all of their plans at no extra cost. And in this video, we're going to see how easy it is to use and leverage Liftoff. Even as someone who's been, let's say, critical or skeptical of AI tools, I've been pleasantly surprised by Liftoff. Feel free to sit back, relax, and just watch this video for educational value. But also, if you do want to follow along with me step by step, hands-on, you'll need a DreamHost account. I've been using DreamHost in my real non-YouTube life for the last 19 years. And right now, let me show you the exact plan that I've used and that I recommend. So from their website, under hosting, shared website hosting. On this page, there are two main plans to choose from, Shared Starter and Shared Unlimited. Shared Starter only lets you have one website. Shared Unlimited, this is the plan that I have personally used for 19 years. It lets you have as many websites as you want, as many email addresses at different domains. Obviously, domains cost money, but you can set up so many different things with this one plan at no extra cost. It does come bundled with, I believe, one domain. But this is the exact plan that I always recommend to friends, family, colleagues. It's the plan I use. You get the idea. So if you want to follow along with the Liftoff tutorial that we're about to jump into, I recommend signing up for this plan. At this point, though, I will assume anyone watching the rest of this video has access to the DreamHost dashboard. All right, so this is the DreamHost dashboard, and we're almost always going to be interested in this left-hand menu here. Your first instinct might be to look at WordPress, but we actually want to begin with this Websites option, and then click on Manage Websites. If your account is brand new, you won't have a lot of existing websites, but I've been using DreamHost for the last 19 years, so you can see as I scroll through this, I have a lot of different websites set up under just that one affordable Shared Unlimited. Anyways, what we need to do right now is set up a new website where we can install WordPress. That's the beauty. You can have 10, 20, 50 different websites. When you signed up for Shared Unlimited, it came with one included real domain, right? Like you might have chosen your own .com. However, I want to show you how you could set up a second and third and fourth and fifth website at no extra cost. So you can use sort of like a temporary or experimental sort of like fake domain where you can it's essentially like a sandbox where you can set up and build and experiment with WordPress. So let's walk through that together. You're going to use this Add Website button right here. Okay, and then from this screen, you have a few different choices where it's saying, let's start with the domain. We don't want to buy a separate domain. We don't want to create a subdomain. If you scroll down, there's this option called Create a Free DreamHost Subdomain. That's what we want. So click on that. This is a great free service. So this way you could set up, 5 different experimental websites. You can practice, you can learn, and you could even have like your friends or family or client view the website. And then once you're actually ready to build it on your true domain, well, then you could migrate your site very easily. But essentially, this is like a sandbox for you to build in, right? So you don't have to keep buying extra domains before you even know if the site's ready or not. So for this field, I'll choose Brad's Biscuits. And then this is like the temporary part, right? .dreamhosters.com. So then let's click Next in Hosting, this button right here. From the hosting option, just choose your Shared Unlimited plan. So click Select, and then click the Set Up Website button. Perfect. We see website setup was successful. From here, now that we've created that sort of space for a website to exist within, now we can go install WordPress. So from your left-hand menu, right, here we see WordPress. Just click on WordPress and then Install WordPress. Perfect. And now from this screen, you just need to select that domain that we just created. So I found it through my list. I clicked on it, bradsbiscuits.dreamhosters.com. Now we can click Install WordPress. Perfect. Now from this screen, we definitely do indeed want to use the Liftoff website builder. It saves a lot of time setting up the basic skeleton of a website. Trust me, the first time I heard about this, I was very skeptical, right? It's using AI, but once I gave it a chance, I was convinced. We don't need to change any settings on this screen, so we can just click Confirm Install. Perfect. Now this will just take maybe a minute or two, but it should be ready very quickly. Here you can see the progress bar. Off camera, I just waited another minute or two, and you can see now my setup was successful. Now to log into your website, from the Manage Website screen, you'll see your domain, and then there should be this little WordPress icon next to it. And when you click on that little WordPress icon, you will get automatically logged in as the owner of the website. Cool, and when you click on that, we'll see this Liftoff welcome screen. This is going to help build the basic skeleton of our website for us using AI. This is a really cool feature that DreamHost offers at no additional cost. So let's start filling this out. I would say the type of website I want to create is for a small local business. So I'll click on business. Tell us about your website. Okay, let's change the title to Brad's Biscuits. All right, next up, describe your business. How about we are a bakery in sunny California. We make homemade cookies and biscuits. Fresh daily. Let's scroll down, select your site's tone. I'll go with friendly. Okay, and then we can go ahead and click next. Pick your site structure. So you can choose between a website that has multiple pages or just a single page website where the home page can scroll a lot. The choice is up to you, but I'm going to go with a multi-page website. Click next. Okay, now it's coming up with our design choices. So here's the fun part. It comes up with a lot of different options for you to choose from. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you can see there are the first three, and then it's going to give us, you can scroll through here. There's so many different options to choose from. I think this is really fun. So everyone's going to have their own preferences, and you'll probably choose a different one than I will. But this is cool. You can see that's a lot of options. Personally, I like this option. I just think this color palette is fun for a bakery. So I'm going to choose this and then click next. All right, pick the pages to add to your website. So yes, I do want a home page, an about page, contact, gallery, menu. All of these look good to me, but if you didn't want one, you just uncheck it. But I do indeed, I want all of these different pages. Let's go ahead and click next. This process should be quick, but it's just getting things set up, maybe installing a couple plugins and creating those example pages and posts for us. Cool, so it looks like it's finished. It's going to redirect us. Awesome. Now, immediately, you're probably going to want to look at your website before you adjust any other settings. So I'll just let you know, this top left link here, the little home icon, you can always use that to visit the front end or, the public-facing portion of your website. So let's click on that. I think this looks really nice. However, right away, I'm noticing that there's a duplicate photo here. The site that the AI assistant builds for you might not have a duplicate photo like this, but I'm actually glad that mine has this duplicate photo because it's the perfect opportunity to show you right away how to edit your own content here. So in just a minute, we can scroll through the rest of this homepage content together, but immediately I want to show you how to jump back into the ownership side of the website if you want to make changes, right? So this is the public-facing portion of the website. To get back to the owner dashboard, you can always use this link towards the top left corner here. Or if you want to edit the specific page that you're currently viewing, let me zoom in a little bit here. You'll always see this link right about here that says edit page. So if I want to edit the homepage content, I'm going to click edit page. And let's fix that duplicate image. So let me scroll down through the content. Now, obviously, you're free to change the text headline as well. So you could just click, place your text cursor. Like I could change this, instead of biscuits, I could say freshly baked cookies every morning. But let me find that duplicate photo. So imagine I wanted to use a different photo in this fourth area. Let me just click on that. And now we have a couple of different options. If you have a photo laying around on your computer's hard drive that you're ready to upload, you can just click replace right here. Or if you're just wanting to use a different stock image, Unsplash is amazing. I've used Unsplash for years. They have so many royalty-free photos that you can freely use. So let's click like search Unsplash. And imagine if I just search for the word baker. Can scroll through all the results, but I'll click on this first one. Looks like they're creating some fresh dough. Cool, it's that easy. So now I can click save. And if I use this link in the bottom left that appears to view page, that takes you back to the public front-facing website that everyone in the world can see. That looks great. So we changed a word here in the text. We added in a new photo. Really quick though, imagine if you had a photo on your hard drive you wanted to use instead of Unsplash, sort of like stock photos. So let me go back into edit page and let's practice one more time. Like maybe I want to swap out this third photo. So I would click replace and then I would choose this option right here that says upload. So for example, on my computer's hard drive, I have this JPEG. So I could just select that. Should just take a few seconds to get it uploaded. Cool, so that spinning icon went away. That means it's done. I can click save. And then you can use this link to view the page, but you can also use this link to go back to your dashboard home screen. And then remember, you can always use this link to view the public side of your website. Cool. So now we have the heading, the 2 custom photos. Let's move on. So as I scroll through my homepage, obviously you're free to swap in a different photo here as well. It's the exact same process that we just practiced. You're free to update any text that you would like to change. You just click and type in a new value. But this all looks good to me. I don't really feel any need to customize this. Freshly baked every day, homemade goodness, our recipes are crafted with love, California charm. I'm really liking this. I don't feel the need, So I am feeling the need to customize this. So here we see again a duplicate photo. So again, you would just click edit page here in your top menu bar. And then in the editor side of things, just scroll down and find that area. So here it is. I'll just click on the image that I want to replace. Let me search Unsplash. And let me search for Baker once again. This one looks good to me, so I just click it. And it's that easy. Perfect. In the top right, we just click Save to save our changes. And then in the link to view the page, you can actually right-click on that and open it in a new tab. And so that way we can jump back and forth really quickly between previewing our page and editing their page. But if we look at our preview now, cool, that looks great. Let's scroll down. Aha, another duplicate there. I mean, you could obviously just scroll through your editor as well. So let's click on that. In the right-hand sidebar, let me click on this. It looks like they're creating new balls of dough. I like that. Let me scroll down. Freshly baked treats every day. A bit later in this video, I can maybe swap this out and turn this instead into like an email newsletter sign up. But before we get to that, let's take care of a few more vital tasks first. So let's keep scrolling down. Cool. In a few minutes, we can update our contact information here. But for now, this all looks good to me. So I would just click Save. And then back in this tab, here's my public-facing website. So this is looking good. But at this point, I want to work on something that we all have in common. And that is using our actual logo. So in the top left, typically you would want your logo instead of this placeholder logo. And then also down at the very bottom in the footer, we see that logo again. So it's very easy to use our own custom business logo. Check this out. Let's go back into our dashboard. So instead of edit page, use the dashboard link in the very top left corner. Instead of Brad's Biscuits, yours would say whatever your site name is. This is the WordPress dashboard, but I'm actually interested in the AI Site Assistant or Liftoff feature. So here, this first link, you see Site Assistant. That's what we're interested in. And from this screen, now we have this nice little checklist here. And I'm looking through this list. There's one where you can choose a logo. Yes, here we see it in the list, upload a logo. So let me click on that, upload a logo. Really quickly, let me add my logo. And then if you don't have a logo for your business yet, that's okay. I'll walk through with you how you could create one. But let me just click upload. So I want to replace that image. I'll click replace image and then select files on my computer's hard drive. So here I have Brad's Biscuits. Let me just choose that. In just a minute, I'll explain to you how you can create a logo like this for free for your business. But now that it's uploaded, I would just click Set Featured Image and then click Done. And now if I go preview my front end of my website, my public-facing website, cool, there it is. It's a bit small. I'll show you how to increase the size in just a moment. But if you scroll down to the footer, it's being used there as well. Now, if we wanted to increase the size of the logo in the footer or up in the header, you actually would not click Edit Page here. That's just for the content specific to the page you're on. For something that's site-wide across all of your different pages, you would actually go back to your dashboard, and then in this left-hand menu, look for Appearance, and then you can click on Editor in the submenu, or if you don't want to use the submenu, you can just click on Appearance, and then you can see on our active theme here, there's a blue Customize button. That's the same thing as just clicking on Editor. Cool, but from this Appearance Editor screen, this is how you can change things that are global on your website. So if I just click on my header logo area, and then click Get Started or close out of this information screen. Cool, now if I click on this top header area, it's not very intuitive until you click these 3 icons here, and that is the outline view or the list view. And now it's very obvious which section you've clicked on, right? Like if I click on this area, that's the content for the home page. But if you click on your header, it selects that area. If you scroll down and click on your footer, it selects that block in the sidebar. So the sidebar makes it really clear what you're working with. In this case, I want to work with the header that will be used across all of my pages. So with that selected, you can click on Edit right here. Perfect. And now this is where I'm just going to click on my image and just drag it so that you see these two white handles. I'm just going to click on one of them. Oops, that's a little bit too large. Let me shrink it back down to maybe about like that size, for example. Let me click Save. And then let me use this top left WordPress logo to go back. And now I would also want to do the same thing for my footer. So you could just click footer right here, but if you use this icon to go back, this is more intuitive to me because it's going to show you your website itself. And then you can just click on the area you're interested in. Scroll down, click on the area you're interested in. You can see now in the list view, footer is selected. So then from there, you can just click edit right about here. And then again, you would just click on the image and just drag it to be a little bit larger. Maybe not quite that large. Let me shrink it a bit. I think that looks good, so I'll click Save. And now if I go look at the front end, the public-facing portion of my website, so I can use this link as always, I think that looks a lot better. So now the logo is an appropriate size down in the footer. That looks good as well. Next up, I promised I would explain how you can create a logo for your business. So you have a few different options. If you're already familiar with ChatGPT, you could definitely just go ask it to create you a logo, but we actually have access to AI abilities within this Liftoff DreamHost site builder. So check this out. If I go back into my dashboard and this top left link, the site assistant, you can click on that. And in this checklist here, one of the items is generate an image with AI. So you can click on that and then click start generating with AI. And then in the right-hand sidebar here, you can see this is where you enter in your prompt. So I could try like, create a logo for my bakery business that is named Brad's Biscuits. And then just click create image. It looks like you get 10 image credits per day for free. Okay, so it looks like it misspelled the word biscuits and it did not include my name, Brad's Biscuits. But let me just show you, you could try over and over in different prompts until you're really happy with the image it creates. But let's just pretend I was happy with this one. So you could click use this image. All right, and now that that image exists, we can back out of this screen and go back to the dashboard with the top left link. And now in your sidebar, if you click on media, here you can see that new logo that it created for you, but you'd probably want to edit it so that it has a transparent background. So what I would do is just click on it and then just right click on this image and choose open image in new tab. And then in that new tab, just save this file to your computer's downloads folder. And we're just going to try to remove the background so that regardless of what your website's background color is, this image is transparent. So like if your background was blue, blue would shine through instead of this sort of hard painted in beige. I've had good luck with this service just using their free plan, so remove.bg. So you would just take this image on your hard drive and then just use this website, remove.bg. You just upload your image. It's going to give you back a 500 by 500 transparent background version of your image. So that's the exact process. I used ChatGPT, but that is the exact process that I used to create this logo. Cool. This is not a video about creating logos with AI, so that's enough of a deep dive for now. All that really matters is that we've seen how easy it is to use your own logo on your website. From this point forward, down in the footer, I want to show you how to use your social media links to like Facebook, Instagram, X, so on and so forth. To do that, we would just go into our appearance editor. So from our main dashboard, under the appearance item in the left-hand sidebar, click on editor. Practice makes perfect. Just a moment ago, we saw how to edit your footer. So I would just scroll down, click anywhere on your footer. You can see the purple outline. So I have my footer selected and then I can just click edit. Okay. And then from here, you can use the outline link again and you can drill down. Let me expand this group and this row. Here we see social icons. Awesome. So first of all, what if you wanted to change the size? You can see with that social icons block selected, here's an option. I can click size. So instead of small, I could bump it up to like normal. I think that looks better. And now let's customize this a bit. So there's no such thing as Twitter anymore. It's called X. So I'd probably click on Twitter and just choose the three dots and click delete. And then if I wanted to add in a new one, I could click this plus symbol. And then if I search for X, here you see X. So let me add that in. Cool. Now to set the link values, let's start with Instagram. So like this is the URL for my Instagram. So just copy that into your clipboard. Back in the editor, I'll click on Instagram and you can see as soon as I click on it, it immediately asks me for the URL. So just delete that existing URL and then paste it in and be sure to click this apply button. Beautiful. Then do the same thing for Facebook. So when I click on Facebook, it wants a URL. Here's the URL for my Facebook. So just paste that in, click the apply button. And then finally X. My username on X is just learn web code. But you do need the HTTPS. You get the idea. Click apply. Now I can click save, and that will be applied globally to every single page on my website. So if I go back and click this link to visit my site and scroll down to my footer, cool, they're a bit larger now, and you can see in the bottom left corner, it would take you to the appropriate link as I hover over each one. Beautiful. Let's change gears. So the social icons are done. Now let's talk about our contact information. So I actually do not want this contact information, this area right about here on my home page, because, I mean, it's up to you. You could leave it on yours, but I have a contact page. So like I can, in the navigation, you can click on that. So I would want to update the dedicated contact page with my contact information. So in just a minute, I'm going to show you how to have an interactive Google map that shows where your business is, that visitors can like zoom in on and scroll around. And then we can also learn how to have a contact form on this page where users can type in their name, their email, and then include a comment or message to you. However, before we do that, I want to show you how to remove a section from a page. So back on my home page, let me remove this contact area. So I would just click Edit Page. And from this edit screen, just scroll down until you find the area that you want to delete. So for me, it's this area with like the contact information. So for example, like if you click on a little piece of content that you don't want and then choose the outline tool, so this icon right about here, that will show you, that will select the specific element you clicked on. But what I'm trying to describe to you is I don't just want to delete like just this paragraph or just this little block of text or just this headline. I want to remove this entire area. So you can see that different elements get nested inside each other, almost like Russian stacking dolls. Like the paragraph is nested inside the group is nested inside a column, the column is nested inside the multiple columns block, and that's inside this contact overall area. So on that overall contact area, I can just click on it, choose the three dots. In this menu, scroll down and click delete. Awesome. Now I can save that. And now if I use this link down here, view page, go visit the front end of my website, perfect. We no longer have that on the home page. So now let's actually just click on the contact page up in the navigation, and let's walk through how I would set this up. So on the contact page, in this main column, updating this information is as simple as just clicking edit, right? And then down here, you would just change to have your actual address, right? So you would say like 123 Fictional Lane. Fill in your address. But here's the crucial part, and obviously if you have a business phone number, but you probably do not want to just include your email address out in the open like this. That would probably attract a lot of spam or spam bots. So let's get rid of that. And instead, you'd probably want an interactive form where users can type in their name, their email, and a message to you. The easiest way to set that up is using a plugin called WP Forms. And at the very top of the screen, you can see it's aware of this. It's saying, oh, hey, it looks like you're working on a contact page. Like, do you want to create a form with WP Forms? This is because the DreamHost Liftoff AI Site Assistant has already installed this plugin for us, the WP Forms plugin. So you could absolutely click Get Started here. But if you're not on this exact contact page, I want to be sure that you know how to find this feature. So let's go back to our main dashboard. In this left-hand menu, it's about halfway down for me, but you'll see WP Forms. So let me click on WP Forms. Let's create a contact form. So we just use this button here to add a new form. And this is a great, easy to use guided process. So let's just click the next button. So let's go. We want to give our form a name. I'll just say contact us. Let's click done. It's asking us to select a template. There's these different templates we can choose from. I don't want to generate with AI, and I don't want blank form, but if you scroll down, I believe it's the third option. Yes, just a simple contact form. This is the one that I've had great luck with over the years. So simple contact form, I'll just click use template. And I don't feel the need to customize this at all. It's up to you, but it has name, email, and their message. Perfect. So I'll just click save in the top right corner. And now to actually use this form, let's click the X right about here, this large X towards the top right. And now we just go use that form on the page, the Contact Us page. So you could go back to the front end of your website and navigate to Contact Us, but from the dashboard in the left-hand menu, if you just click on Pages, we should then see the contact page. Just click on that to begin editing it. Okay, and now let's make that edit here. So remember I said I do not want my email address right here. So you would type in your real business address, maybe a phone number, but then right here, notice how this block is now empty. I deleted the text that was there. In an empty block, if you type in /, you can begin to search for which type of a block you want to add. Do you want a paragraph of text? Do you want an image? Do you want a button? So on and so forth. Now there's a special block type for a form. So if I just start to type in the word form, here at the bottom, you see WP Forms. Better yet, you could probably search for /WP Forms. That's an even more surefire bet, but you can click on that. And then it's going to ask you which form. And we would want the Contact Us form, that simple form that we created. It's that easy. So we can click Save in the top right corner. And let me go view that on the public front end. So now when someone visits our contact page, awesome, they can send us a message by filling out this form and clicking submit, and that will email us, the owner of the website, with whatever they sent our way. Below this, though, on the contact page, so below this section and maybe like before this section, let's add an interactive Google map of where our physical business is located. That way our visitors, they can zoom in, they can scroll around through the map, and it will be really clear where the business is located. So you'd want to start editing this page again, but I still have the tab open where I'm editing that page, the contact page. And there are a lot of different ways you could do this, but here's what I would do. Scroll down to where you want to insert the content. So it's between these two areas. And then I would probably just click on this existing area and just duplicate it. So with that area selected, you then see this menu and these three dots. You can click on that, and there is an option to duplicate. So click on that. And then scroll back up. So now we have two copies of the exact same content, but the spacing is nice. And now we can just edit or sort of manipulate this first one to be exactly what we want. So what I would do is like change this image to no longer be an image of a cookie. I would just click on the image, search Unsplash, or upload a photo from your hard drive. And like if I search for a building, or let me type in small business shop. Yeah, this looks nice. So it says like an open or welcome sign, but you could have an actual photo of the front of your business. And then let's change this to say like, come visit us. And then I don't want a paragraph or a button, so I would just delete those. Remember, you can always use the outline tool to delete the paragraph and delete the buttons. So now what do I want below this headline that says come visit us? Well, I just pressed enter, so that got me this new empty block. And I don't want a paragraph. If you type in /HTML, I want a custom HTML block. Now check this out. How do we know what to type in this field? Simple. Just Google for Google Maps and then search for your business or your address. I'm going to pretend like my business was in Central Park in New York City. But once you find your area or the destination on Google Maps, then these different actions, you're just looking for the one that's called share. So if I click on share and then choose this option to embed a map, well, right here, it gives you the exact HTML code. So you can just click copy, that's it in your clipboard now, go back to the editor, and then in that field, just paste in your clipboard. You don't need to, but I like to set the width to 100%. So if you scroll down just a little bit in this code, again, it's not vital that you do this. I like to do this so that it plays nicely with different screen sizes and phones. But where it says width equals 600, I would just change that to be width equals 100%. So I can click save in the top right corner. And now if I go refresh my actual contact page on the public side of my website, cool, we see come on in, we're open, come visit us. And now visitors will have an interactive Google map. Like they can scroll around, they can zoom in or zoom out. They can click get directions, so on and so forth. Perfect. However, you might have noticed that there's this nice alternating background system going on. Like this first section has a slightly darker color, this is lighter. And because we duplicated this one, now there's a light background and a light background. So really quick, I wanted to show you how to adjust this existing block to use the slightly darker color. Now you might be using a different template from me, so maybe you're using shades of blue or green instead of beige. It doesn't matter, the color system works the same. So here's what you would do. From the edit screen, let's find the one that we're trying to change. So the one below it, yes, this call to action. In the right-hand sidebar, we don't need the AI tool, so you can click the X. And with that call to action selected in this outline view, you can then use this icon to show the main right-hand sidebar. So you'll know that you'll see the right area over here if you see page and block is selected. But instead of settings, this little icon is styles, and you can click on that, and that's where you can choose the background color. Now it's going to use your palette. So like if your template is blue or green or instead of beige, you would just click on this and you're going to see like your palette. But in my case, instead of this light beige, I'll choose this slightly darker beige. Beautiful, and now I can save. And now we have that nice alternating effect, right? Where it starts out dark, then there's light, then there's dark. Cool. At this point, let's change gears. The contact page is looking great, but what I want to do now is show you how to add an email newsletter sign up. I feel like this is one of the most often overlooked features of a website for a new or small business. You definitely don't want to miss the opportunity to capture your visitor's email address. Trust me, I think it's easy to think, oh, nobody would want to give me their email address. Everyone's really weary of being spammed. But I'm here to let you know, if someone is interested in your business, they absolutely want to give you their email address. I can speak from experience. I used to believe that, but then my newsletter list now has over 4,000 users. So the idea is when someone visits your website, they sign up, and then when you have a big announcement, maybe you're releasing a new biscuit line, a new cookie line, or you're going to have an event on a certain day, you can blast out an email to all, 100 or 500 or 5,000 people that are on your newsletter. It's just a really great way to use the power of your website and email to market your business. It's up to you whether you would want to add it globally in your footer or just on your homepage. I'm going to practice just adding it to my homepage. Before we worry exactly where we will add the content, we first need to go install a plugin to make this happen. So go into your owner dashboard, and in the main WordPress sidebar, click on Plugins. Towards the top, you'll see this button to add new plugin. Click on that. And then in this search field here, just type in newsletter. There's a lot of different results, but this is the one we're looking for. It's by Stefano Lissa, and it has over 300,000 active installations. So when you see that one, just click Install Now, and then wait for it to finish, and then click the Activate button that appears. Cool. Now this is the welcome screen for the email newsletter plugin. You can just click Next through all of the default options. So you should be able to just click Next, Next, Next. I don't need to ask for their name. I'll leave that default option of unselected and just click Next. Go ahead and click Next. That's going to create a few pages automatically for us. We can click Next. Now that we have the plugin, it's very easy to add a newsletter sign up to our homepage. So I would just start editing my homepage. So under Pages, if I scroll through the list, you'll see one that says dash front page. In my case, it's home dash front page. Just click on that to begin editing it. And I want to add the newsletter sign up form towards the very bottom. There are so many ways you could accomplish this, but I would probably just duplicate this final section. So with this overall area selected, you can see the blue outline around the entire thing. I would just use the menu, so the three dots, and click duplicate. So now I have this original copy that I wanted to keep that shows our menu, and then below that, this is the duplicate copy. So I would just remove the second column. So in this new duplicate copy, I don't need this first column, so I would just select it. With this selected in this sidebar here, you can just press your backspace key, or you can choose delete from this menu. So now I just have the one column. In that one column, I no longer need this button, so I would delete the buttons block. I do want to keep the heading, so I would edit the heading to say, join our newsletter, and you could edit the paragraph text to say, stay updated on our newest recipes and special upcoming events. Then below that, I would just press enter and then / to select which type of block I want. And if I start to search for the word newsletter, there it is, newsletter subscription form. So click that. Now I do want to customize this a bit. So I don't want that built-in text that it adds. So I would delete that. And then I would click on the newsletter form itself right here. And I'm interested in the main sidebar. So I don't want the AI tools. I can close that, reopen the sidebar with this icon. And with the newsletter form selected and its block options right about here, if you scroll down, I'm just looking for padding. Instead of 20, I would just slide that to 0. Let's go ahead and save this and see what it looks like. So let me refresh my front page, my home page. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I would definitely want to center this text. So let's make that change really quick. You would just click on your headline, use this text align icon and choose align text center. I would do, oops, I don't want bold. I would do the same thing for this paragraph text. So select that block, choose align text center. Let's give that a save. Cool, on the public side, I think that looks a lot better. And to actually test this newsletter sign up form, here I am in a different browser pretending I'm a visitor. So I'm not logged in as the owner of the website. And let me just enter a fake email. So I'll say barksalot@learnwebcode.com. Click subscribe. Perfect. We see your subscription has been confirmed. Now here's what's cool. If we go back into the WordPress dashboard and in the main sidebar, you'll see this newsletter area that we can click on. Well, towards the top, you can click on subscribers and then all subscribers. Beautiful. And there we see barksalot@learnwebcode.com. So now as time goes by and your website gets traffic and you meet new connections, if they're interested in your business, this list will just grow and grow. And then when you want to blast out an email to all of them, you can just use this option up here. I won't walk through this with you, but you would just hover on newsletters and then create newsletter. It's a very intuitive process. At this point, our website is almost complete. There's just 2 more details I want to cover. So first of all, if we go back to our front end or our public website, before your website is considered complete, you will want to go through each of your pages in the main navigation. So for example, if I click on menu, you would want to update this content so that it actually makes sense for your business. But that's as simple as just clicking edit page. And then when you see a bit of text you want to change, it's literally just like a word processor. You just click on the area you want to change and begin editing and typing. And then when you see an image you want to change, you just click on the image and use the replace option, just like we've practiced. But the point is that you can do this on any of your various pages. So that was the menu page. It looks like I also have a testimonials and gallery page, but you get the idea. It's very easy to just click onto that page, click edit, so on and so forth. For our final task, let's talk a little bit about search engine optimization, or how to make sure that our website is optimized to appear as high in Google results as possible. Luckily for us, when we used the Liftoff site assistant, it automatically installed all-in-one SEO, a famous plugin for us. Let's walk through the very basics of this plugin. So if you go into your dashboard, this very first widget area we see on our dashboard, that's the all-in-one SEO plugin. So this can help our site rank higher in search results. So you want to make sure to configure the plugin. So click Improve SEO Rankings. Which category best describes your website? I would say small offline business. Homepage title. Instead of just Home Brad's Biscuits, try to change that to something that's more appealing. So you could say like Best Biscuits in California, or you could, actually include like your city name or town name to be more specific. And then you could have maybe like a pipe or a dash and say like the name of your company, Brad's Biscuits. Homepage meta description. You want this to be nice and short. So I'd probably delete some of this. So I would just start with like, here at Brad's Biscuits, our mission is simple. And then I would just keep it just to that first sentence. Okay, let's click save and continue. I'll say that this is an organization. The organization name is just Brad's Biscuits, so whatever your site title is. All of this looks fairly self-explanatory, so I'll let you walk through this guided tour on your own. But the idea is you just want to walk through these various steps. Right, you can plug in your social media accounts. Let's click save and continue. Which features do we want to enable? I'm just going to go with the default options. I will trust that they are well optimized. Down at the bottom, click save and continue. Let's see, I think this is a preview of what our website will look like in Google results. That looks good to me. Best Biscuits in California, Brad's Biscuits. No, it's not under construction. It would be considered a finished website at this point. Let's click save and continue down at the bottom. Looks like this step wants to email me tips. You can have that if you want, but if you don't want to receive that, you can just click skip this step. This step lets you connect your website to your Google Search Console so you can keep track of various statistics. For some of these features, I believe you have to upgrade to the Pro version of this plugin. So for now, I'm not interested in that. I'll just click skip this step. And then I don't have the Pro version of this plugin, so I'll just click skip this step one more time. And it looks like we're done. So I'll scroll down to the bottom and click finish setup and go to the dashboard. Cool, so we've configured the free version of this plugin. What's nice is now when you click on pages, as you scroll through your list of pages, you're going to see a headline score and an SEO or search engine optimization score for each page. This video is not a deep dive on search engine optimization, but the idea is the plugin can help you get pointed in the right direction to improve your search engine optimization. It'll let you know like, hey, improve the description of this page or improve the title of this page, so on and so forth. Search engine optimization is a very deep topic. It is a career path in and of itself, but this plugin will help you get pointed in the right direction. In my opinion, WordPress just out of the box is already great at search engine optimization, so WordPress plus this plugin, you're in a great position. At this point, we now have a production-ready website with various pages, beautiful imagery, and honestly, for text that we didn't even have to manually write, I think some pretty nice copy. We have an interactive contact page, right, where visitors can fill in the form, get a hold of us. There's an interactive Google map. Back on our homepage, we have an email newsletter that they can sign up. So anytime we run a big event or a special, we can let all of our favorite customers know. We've created something that provides tremendous value to our business, and we did all of it in well under an hour. I've been using WordPress for almost 2 decades, and even with my experience, I could not have created this website anywhere near this quickly without the DreamHost Liftoff Site Assistant Builder. I've been really impressed with the AI text that it generates. I realize the images are just coming from Unsplash, but the text that it creates and the basic pages that it sets up, that basic skeleton being set up for us saves us a lot of time. Also, for someone new to WordPress, I think it's a lot easier to edit an existing page instead of starting from scratch, right? Just staring at a completely empty canvas can be intimidating, but making a few key adjustments to an existing page, that feels manageable to someone who's even not very experienced with WordPress at all. That is going to bring this video to a close. If you're interested in setting up a site like this for yourself, just visit dreamhost.com. Again, personally, under hosting, I used shared website hosting, but in particular, this shared unlimited plan, because the shared starter, you can have one website. With shared unlimited, you can have unlimited websites, and each website doesn't add any extra cost. The idea is you can spin up as many different websites as you want, and they will all have access to that Liftoff AI Site Assistant Builder. It's going to bring this video to a close. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more web development tutorials.